Well, hello, folks. Welcome to Unit 3. We're just about halfway there, and you're doing just great. So let's keep it going. Yes, we will be doing some more math, and obviously that's, part and parcel of what we need to know and learn about when we talk about overall operations management. So for this unit, what our focus is on determining and addressing and calculating things like inventory costs. For your discussion board, your Unit 3 discussion board, your role is that you are assuming a quality manager position, right? So what you need to do is, in the discussion portion of our assignments this week, is to explain the meaning of this term called lowering the water level to expose the rocks. The rocks are costs. And you'll see a pictorial in your material that explains what each one of these potential costs are. And if you can visualize this, the reason we talk about lowering the water, the rocks exist below the water level, right? So as you go and work through, meaning obviously you're simulating up ship, going back and forth above water, where the rocks aren't exposed, you think it's all safe in your operations, right? And it says everything's going great. Well, when you lower the water level and expose those rocks, what you're literally doing is exposing the costs associated with doing business in terms of inventory. We need to address those because lots of inventory doesn't equate to a healthy business, right? We need to address how do those rocks cause problems in the production, not only in cost, but in having enough inventory, having too much inventory, falling short, and so on. We also need to reduce the overall inventory and the cost associated with that inventory by addressing how those rocks impact that. How will we make that work in terms of reducing those costs? Okay, now, while that's a general discussion, as we roll into our Unit 3 individual project, you switch hats, and now your role is the production manager for the individual project. What we need to do is minimize the ordering and inventory costs by deploying what's known as the optimal order quantity, or EOQ for economic order quantity. Those of you who work in operations should be familiar with that, at least have heard the terminology. We'll work through that obviously in this unit. You will be presented with some information in order to calculate the economic order quantity, the EOQ, the TC total cost. You'll be given variable costs and so on. And we'll work through that. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, please attend the chat, either live or the recorded archive. Why? I'll cover all those calculations. I'll cover the numbers, what they mean, what you should, after you perform the calculations, what and how you should interpret the data. You'll also be asked in your individual project to discuss JIT, just-in-time ordering processes. What's the difference between JIT and EOQ, right? So these are all things that are associated obviously with controlling our inventory costs. We will cover that material. It is critical that you will not only show your calculations, but you need to understand how you got to those, because some of the questions in your individual project will ask you to define, okay, how do we get there? What is the difference? What are the costs? What does this mean for us? It's all doable. I'll cover that. Like I tell you, I always cover the material during our chat, so that's why I encourage everyone to go either attend live or listen to the recorded archive. Again, we're about halfway there now, so let's get on to Unit 3 work, and then I'll see you next week as we discuss our Unit 4 work. Have a great week, folks, and take care. Bye-bye now.